Dear students, today we are going to study about integrals of some particular functions. Now, these kind of particular functions will involve the use of the following formula: integral dx upon x square minus a square, which is equal to 1 upon 2a log mod x minus a upon x plus a plus c. So the formula for integral dx upon x square minus a square is 1 upon 2a log mod x minus a upon x plus c plus c. Number 2 is dx integral of the form dx upon a square minus x square, which is your 1 upon 2a log mod a plus x upon a minus x plus c. So see what is the difference between the form 1 upon x square minus a square. Here the numerator is having x minus a and denominator is having x plus a, whereas in a square minus x square, numerator is having a plus x and denominator is having a minus x. Number 3 is integral dx upon x square plus a square, which is opened as 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c. Now these three formula are without square root in the denominator, and they will be helpful in solving the forms your 1 upon quadratic and your linear upon quadratic, right? And the remaining three formulas like dx upon integral x square minus a square, which is opened as your log of x plus your under root of this complete x square minus a square plus c. Number 5 is dx upon under root a square minus x square, which becomes as sine inverse x upon a plus c. And number 6 is dx upon under root x square plus a square, which is log mod x plus under root x square plus a square plus c. So these two formula are of same kind, just be careful with the signs, right? And these three formula which involves the square root will be useful in solving the form 1 upon quadratic, 1 upon under root quadratic and your linear upon under root quadratic. Now what do we do? How these formula will be used in questions like 1 upon quadratic, like see dx upon your quadratic in the denominator. So firstly we will change this quadratic to perfect square form, which you clearly know how to do this. Make your x square free from any coefficient, right? So it will be like x square plus b upon a x plus c upon a, then add square of half of coefficient of x, right? And subtract. So definitely you will get it in the form of x plus b upon 2a whole square plus your this other type, which we derived while solving the quadratic formula, right? And then what do? We just you will definitely get some of the three forms out of these, and the useful formula will be utilized. In case of integral of the form again dx upon under root quadratic, you will again change quadratic to perfect square form, and out of these three forms, one of the form will be there which can be solved by using perfect formula. Next is your linear upon quadratic and linear upon under root quadratic. To solve this linear upon quadratic and linear upon under root quadratic, we are going to see in further examples that what solutions we are going to get. But to break this numerator in the perfect form in both these cases, what we are going to do is put linear this numerator as your lambda or a times d dx of your denominator. Here also only the quadratic equation apart from the square root plus your mu or b, right? And then it will be, you just separate all the constant terms and the coefficients, and by equating the coefficients of x constant term or x squares, you will be getting your values of your lambda, mu or a or b, what we are going to take, and then this numerator will be split in two integrals, right, which we will discuss in further questions. So let us start solving, right? So the first form we are going to study is your integral 1 upon quadratic, right? 1 upon quadratic means the equation or question will be of the form integral dx upon ax square plus bx plus c. You will be having a quadratic equation here. Now how to solve such questions is, what I will do is that the denominator is to be made perfect square, right? And the denominator then will take a form of either, if it is without root, 1 upon quadratic, and the second form is your 1 upon under root quadratic, integral 1 upon under root quadratic. So this will be of the form like dx upon under root ax square plus bx plus c. So definitely again here I will reduce this quadratic to perfect square form, right? And then the without root formula means 1 upon quadratic will take the first three forms, and the last one, this second one with under root, it will take either of the three formulas which were with your square root, right? So we will be using it. So let us see the application of this question, how we are going to do. And everybody out of you is familiar with the concept of making perfect square. Is take make x square free from any coefficient, then take the half of coefficient of x, square it, add it and subtract it and convert it to perfect square. Same when we used to derive the quadratic equation ax square, method of completing squares. Remember class 10th, right? So in that case, what we are going to use it. And how it is going to help? It will help me in solving few of the questions which I will take from my exercise 7.4, and definitely I'll take some big questions so that you are able to understand the correct application of it. So if you see question number 11, it is the perfect example of 1 upon quadratic. 6x plus 5. Can you see? It is the perfect example of 1 upon quadratic. Now first thing is I need to change this to perfect square. You can either do it in between the question, but just for a method of application I'm just making it visible to you right here alongside. That you take 9 common, it will be x square plus 6 upon 9. 6 upon 9 can be 2 upon 3x plus 5 upon 9, right? Make x square free from this coefficient. Then it is x square plus 2 by 3x, right? Now add half of square of coefficient of x. So 2 by 3 into half will be your 1 by 3. So that means you're going to add 1 by 9. 1 by 3 whole square is 1 by 9 and subtract 1 by 9 also. So addition is always done with the perfect square group, right? So this is 9 into, this becomes your x plus 1 by 3 whole square, and it is your 4 by 9. It will become 4 by 9, the solution of these two, which will be 2 by 3 whole square. So if you can see, I have changed this to form 1 upon 9 upon x plus 1 by 3 whole square plus 2 by 3 whole square, right? Now out of the formula which we did in the earlier slide, the formula which is taking its form is, it is of the form of 1 upon x square plus a square. A is a real number, right? And the term of x is involving some variable. And the formula was 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c, right? So the formula will be applicable like, who is a here? A is 2 by 3. So it is 1 upon 2 by 3 tan inverse x. X in place of x, this complete will come, right? X upon a plus c. So this will be 3 3s are 9, 1 upon 6 tan inverse 3x plus 1, right? Upon 3 upon 2 by 3. So this becomes 1 by 6 tan inverse 3x plus 1 upon 2 plus c, right? So question number 12 here is इंटेग्रल 1 अपॉन रूट, ध्यान से देखिएगा, 7 माइनस 6x माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर डी एक्स. देखने से ही पता चल गया ये 1 अपॉन अंडर रूट क्वाड्रेटिक फॉर्म है, ठीक है? वही काम करना है आपने, इसको परफेक्ट स्क्वायर में चेंज करना है. बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई जस्ट नीड टू राइट इट इन स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म दैट यू वेरी वेल नो इज एक्स स्क्वायर, राइट? इट इज प्लस 6x minus 7, right? Be careful about this bracket because I cannot take this negative sign outside, right? Because it will make it a complex number otherwise. So have the complete solution like this: x square plus 6x. What is half of it? It is 3. 3 square is 9 minus 9 minus 7, right? And it is your dx inside the root. So it is 1 upon integral minus times, this becomes x plus 3 whole square minus, this is 9, minus 9 minus 7 is 16, which will be your 4 square, right? Dx. Now here comes the thing which we need to observe all, right? That I will shift the position of this real number term and this variable term like this, so that this negative sign is adjusted inside, right? In the questions of square root, this is the thing which you should observe and take care of, right? So that now the formula has shifted to 1 upon a square minus x square form instead of 1 upon minus times x square minus a square, right? So this negative sign needed to be adjusted here only. So 1 upon under root a square minus x square, and the formula is sine inverse x upon a plus c. So the formula will be here like sine inverse. This is a square minus x square. So sine inverse x plus 3 upon 4 plus c. Right? So the question which we are going to take is your question number 1. And this is your integrate 3x square upon x raised to power 6 plus 1. Now we have recently covered the form of f dash x upon fx, and we know if the function is taken, if I take this x raised to power 6, the derivative is going to be 6x raised to power 5, which is not covered in the numerator. Means if it is not directly f dash x upon fx form. So definitely whose derivative is present in the numerator? It is 3x square, and I should know that it is the derivative of my x cube. So can I express this as 3x square upon x cube whole square plus 1 square, right? Now put x cube is equal to t. This question involves a bit of substitution, a bit of arrangement, and then checking for the derivatives in the numerator. So 3x square dx equal to dt, and this question shifts to the form of dt upon t square plus 1. Now definitely it is of the form of 1 upon x square plus a square dx, which is again 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c, right? Right? So the formula which can be applied here is 1 upon a in place of a, it is like this, tan inverse x upon a plus c. So this is tan inverse t. Who is t? X cube plus c is the required answer. In next question, what we are going to do is, I'm going to take question number 4, right? 1 upon root 9 minus 25x square, right? Definitely it is going to be some of the form of, like if it is observant, that it is a square minus x square type, right? But I very well know that this x should be free from any multiples, right? So first thing is to take this 25 out, which will come as 1 by 5. So my question will change to 9 by 25 minus x square dx, right? So this will be 1 upon 5, and it will become 1 upon 3 by 5 whole square minus x square. Now in questions like this, you should be a bit careful, right? Here the formula is going to be 1 upon under root a square minus x square, which will be your sine inverse x upon a plus c, right? So it is mandatory to practice the formula again and again. So it becomes 1 upon 5 sine inverse x upon a plus c, right? This is a and this is x. So this becomes 1 upon 5 sine inverse 5x upon 3 plus c. Look at question number 3. This says 1 upon integral 2 minus x whole square plus 1 dx. Can I write it as under root of x minus 2 whole square plus 1 square? Isn't it? So 1 upon integral of x square plus a square dx. This is of the form of log of x plus under root x square plus a square plus c. So you can write it as log of, who is in place of x? It is your x minus 2 plus x square plus a square, means this is x minus 2 whole square plus 1 square plus c. So this becomes log of x minus 2 plus, you open it, it becomes x square plus 4 minus 4x plus 1 plus c. So this is log of x minus 2 plus x square minus 4x plus 5 plus c. Now in question number 5, we are having integral 3x upon 1 plus 2x raised to power 4 dx. Now you can very clearly see from here is that this is x and you are having x power 4, right? So x raised to power 4 derivative is 4x cube, which is not present here, but definitely if I'll express it in the form of 1 plus your 2x square whole square, right? Now the very important thing is we should make the variable term free from this whatsoever coefficient is there. So take out your 1 by 2 outside and this becomes 3x and this becomes 1 by 2 plus x square whole square. Now clearly if I put x square as t, we get 2x dx equal to dt and x dx is equal to dt by 2. So this becomes 3 by 2, right? This will be your dt by 2. So 1 by 2 is again outside. You can express it as 1 by root 2 whole square plus this become your t square. Now which formula is applicable? It is of the form of 1 upon x square plus a square. Again it is 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c. So this becomes 3 by 4 into 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c. So this becomes 3 root 2 by 4 tan inverse root 2 t is your x square upon, right, this upon is now cancelled because it is 1 plus c, which is the required answer. Question number 9 is your integral secant square x upon tan square x plus 4 dx. Now this integral involves a bit of substitution. Again, firstly as the trigonometric substitution, put tan x equal to t. We get secant square x dx is equal to dt. So this becomes dt upon under root t square by 2 square, right? So this is of the form of under root x square plus a square dx. The formula is log mod x plus root x square plus a square plus c. So this becomes log of, this is your t, in place of x it is t, plus x square plus a square is your 4 plus c. Let us resubstitute back. The value of t is tan x plus tan square x plus 4 plus c. Right, so question number 25 is integral dx upon under root 9x minus 4x square. So again it is of the form of 1 upon under root quadratic. So let us change the denominator to perfect square. But firstly we need to write it in the form of 4x square minus 9x by taking negative sign common. So next thing is to take this minus 4 outside. It is x square minus 9 by 4x. Now let us add half of square of coefficient of x and subtract it. So 9 by 4, its half is 9 by 8. So I need to square of it and subtract the square of it, right? So we don't have any constant term here. So this term is finished here only. So it is your dx upon integral dx upon your minus 4 into this becomes your x minus 9 by 8 ka whole square, right? Minus 9 by 8 whole square, right? Right. You can take 4 outside, no problem. So it is 1 by 2, but you cannot take the negative sign outside. And to adjust it, what will I do? I will make it 9 by 8 whole square minus x minus 9 by 8 whole square, right? Now check the formula. It is of the form of 1 upon a square minus x square and the integral is sine inverse x upon a plus c. So this becomes sine inverse x upon a plus c, half sine inverse 8x minus 9 upon 8 and then 9 upon 8. You will just 8 will cancel and you will get this answer. your very important one, बहुत ध्यान से सुनिएगा. Next form is your integral linear upon quadratic or integral linear upon under root quadratic. Now what does this means? In the numerator you will have some linear function, right? Some linear function. For example, I take as 4x plus 1. There is a question in your exercise itself. And in the denominator some quadratic will be there. Either it will be some quadratic or some under root quadratic. So if I take some question is there like 2x square plus x minus 3, right? So this is your quadratic, like 2x square plus x minus 3, which is your quadratic, right? And the same question if asked like this, 4x plus 1 upon under root 2x square plus x minus 3. So it is of the form of 1 upon under root quadratic. So the process here is, it is going to break in this case. In this case, this question you should remember, I'm going to give you a direct conversion, right? This form will break in two integrals, but for that breaking you have to follow some process, right? And later on in MCQ type of questions you can directly follow this also. That definitely this breaking will be of the form of f dash x upon fx, the first integral, plus 1 upon quadratic in case of linear upon quadratic. And in case of linear upon under root quadratic, the definitely the breaking will be fx raised to power n into f dash x form plus 1 upon under root quadratic. And you can solve it how we solved earlier, right? So direct thing is that by watching this question, you can directly change it to this form f dash x upon fx dx plus 1 upon quadratic, right? And in this case it is this form. But dear students, for it earlier you have to learn the long way how this breaking will happen and how we will obtain these kind of two intervals. Okay, so for that you have to see whether how we are going to solve such questions. So there is a process involved in this, and that process is that for this breaking what will you do? Put linear, this linear, you will be having a linear here as lambda times d dx of denominator plus mu, right? For example, 4x plus 1 is lambda times d dx of denominator is 2x square plus x minus 3 plus mu, right? And definitely you will be having you can just break it, okay? And as we earlier did it in some previous class, that how you compare the coefficients, right? In that way we are going to separate the x variables, the constant terms, and equate it to the other side to get the bifurcation. In that way what will happen, my integral, this integral will automatically break in two integrals. One will be of this form and other will be of this form. So this kind of process we are going to follow for this one, and for this also. Again what we are going to do is just see once again, linear is lambda times d dx of denominator, and this denominator here also do not involve this under root, only the term inside it, right? Plus mu, right? Getting the value of lambda and mu by equating coefficient will help you to break this integral for under root form in this case, and for this one of a linear upon quadratic form like f dash x upon fx plus 1 upon quadratic. Okay, so question number 16 is integral 4x plus 1 upon under root 2x square plus x minus 3 dx, right? And definitely was just viewing it, I can understand that it is of the form of linear upon under root quadratic. What we do, we just need to bifurcate. I know that it will be splitted into the form of fx raised to power n into f dash x, right? Fx raised to power n into f dash x. This will, if you can understand this, this will help you in some competitive type of questions like, and other one is 1 upon quadratic under root, right? So let us see how it is going to happen. So what is the basic thing here is put linear is equal to lambda times d dx of denominator plus mu. So linear here is 4x plus 1 is lambda times d dx of denominator is 2x square plus x minus 3 plus mu. So this is lambda times this is 4x plus 1 plus mu. 4x plus 1. Okay. So now open it, lambda plus mu. Now separate the terms, right? And I will now equate the coefficients. So x here will be equated to it like lambda 4 lambda is equal to 4 because x I am not going to equate. So this will help me in getting lambda as 1. And the other one is the constant term here is lambda plus mu, here is 1 is equal to 1. I'll use this 1 plus mu is equal to 1, that is mu is equal to 1 minus 1, that is 0. Now to check whether my bifurcation is okay or not, whether I have done the question right or not, what I'm going to do here is, let us see, right? And you will search a very wonderful thing here is, see, this is the splitting I need to do. Can you see automatically from here that in this question automatically, if I will write 4x plus 1 is equal to lambda value I got as 1 times 4x plus 1, then definitely mu should be 0. See, this is the perfect splitting, isn't it? This is the perfect splitting because 4x plus 1 is equal to 4x plus 1. I don't need anything else. That's why mu has turned out to be 0. So the numerator here should be splitted in the form, numerator here should be splitted in this form like your lambda 4x plus 1 plus mu, which is your 4x plus 1 dx upon under root 2x square plus x minus 3 plus 0, because 0 upon something, 0 upon this 2x square plus x minus 3 is going to be 0 itself. So I'm just left with my integral 4x plus 1 2x square plus x minus 3 dx. Now if you can observe, you will find that put 2x square plus x minus 3. I have told you that this integral will either be of the form of fn x into f dash x plus 1 upon under root quadratic. So you observe that 1 upon under root quadratic has vanished due to the value of lambda as mu as 0 here, right? So this is like 4x plus 1 upon this. So I will put it as t. You get the derivative here is this. So the form is dt upon under root t, which is how you solve t raised to power, your t raised to power minus 1 by 2 dt. So this becomes t raised to power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c. So this is your t half upon half plus c. So this is 2 under root t plus c, which is your 2 times under root 2x square plus x minus 3 plus c. Question number 22 here is integral x plus 3 upon x square minus 2x minus 5 dx. Now observe it, it is of the form of linear upon quadratic. So what do? We put linear as just to split the numerator. It is going to, remember this thing, this is going to split it in the form of f dash x upon fx plus 1 upon quadratic, right? Just remember, just look and you will observe. And this breaking I will get by this substitution. Put linear is equal to lambda times d dx of denominator plus mu, right? Who is linear here? X plus 3. Lambda times d dx of denominator here is x square minus 2x minus 5 plus mu. So this is lambda, this is 2x minus 2 plus mu. Open it, separate the terms of your constant terms. So constant term here is, if I can write it in standard form, is mu minus 2 lambda, so that there is no mistake. So 2 lambda is 1 because the coefficient of x is 1, implies lambda is half, and mu minus 2 lambda is, the constant term here is 3. So mu minus 2 into 1 by 2 is 3. So mu is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4. Now my work is to check whether ये जो मैंने बनाया, the splitting, is it correct or not. So the correction will be checked from this step, right? So let us check it. I think once before starting the question, we must give a check here that x plus 3 is lambda times 2x minus 2 plus mu. So observe that this side should, after solution, should come out like this. So let us see. It becomes your 1 by 2 into 2x minus half into 2 plus 4. So this is your x minus 1 plus 4 and this is x plus 3. So look, both sides are equal. That means my bifurcation of the numerator x plus 3 is like this. So let us come back. It is like half of 2x minus 2 plus 4 upon x square minus 2x minus 5 dx. Next thing we are going to do is we will split the numerator. It is like half of 2x minus 2 x square minus 2x minus 5 dx plus 4 times 1 upon, this has changed to, if you observe it, you can very well say that x square minus 2x minus 5 will have derivative as 2x minus 2. So this is half is outside, this is of the form of f dash x upon fx plus 1 upon quadratic. Whatever constant is there, that will be adjusted, right? So I can see this is integral number 1, integral number 2. So integral number 1 will be your solved as, I can just solve it separately, 2x minus 2 upon x square minus 2x minus 5. Put x square minus 2x minus 5 as t. So 2x minus 2 dx is equal to dt. So this will be your 1 upon 2 dt by t form. Or you can directly also write, because you are not familiar with f dash x upon fx is what form. So it is half log mod of x square minus 2x minus 5, right? So remember, I am not going to put c because I have just solved this part. Okay, this part, right? Next is your 4 times integral 1 upon your x square minus 2x minus 5, right? So this is 1 upon quadratic. Again I will start it as the perfect square minus 2x. Half of coefficient is your 1. So half ka square, 1 square is 1, minus 1 and minus 5. So this is going to be 4 times 1 upon, this is x minus 1 whole square, and this will become your, because I have to express it in under root form. So this is like this, right? So the formula which I got here is x square minus a square form. So integral 1 upon x square minus a square form is like 1 upon 2a log mod x minus a upon x plus a plus c, right? So this is the form. So very carefully just search out. This is 4 upon 4 times 4 is there in the question. 1 upon 2, a here is root 6 log mod x minus a upon x, because in place of x I am having x minus 1 plus root 6 plus c, right? Because now the integration is going to be over. So it is 2 by root 6 log of x minus 1 minus root 6 x minus 1 plus root 6. But this is not the answer, because the whole integral was involving two forms. One was your that f dash x upon fx form, plus other one was 1 upon quadratic form. So both the results I need to just put back, and it was 1 by 2 log mod which I got earlier in the previous slide minus 2x minus 5 plus 2 by root 6 times what we obtained here log mod of x minus 1 minus root 6 x minus 1 plus root 6 plus c.